Major. It was cringe.
Yang's
Me
rage.
and my friends used to fuck around like that all the time. We didn't shoot each other, naturally, but like we were fucking around with each other like they were doing in the end of the video. They were fucking around in the fucking troop transport.
Hey Cap, you should have shut each other's hands. You can't destroy the world if you can't use your hands. The enemy can't press the button if you disable his hands. Medic! Medic!
Oh, fuck.
So, Kitty, how do you feel about the energy of that title for today's chapter?
A world gone mad, yeah, don't insult that song.
I don't feel. I do not feel.
I do not feel, I only hate. Wait, hate is a feeling. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Oh, no, I made a mistake here.
Hate implies I have any feelings towards this character.
Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, I don't want to have feelings. Feelings are gay.
I don't like feelings. Feelings are homosexual.
Feelings are gay, and men aren't gay. Traps are gay, and I'm not a trap.
I'm sure you're half gay like AC.
No. No. AC's into Fudo, I'm not. But then again, so is Cap, so is it really that much of an indictment? Wait. Never mind.
Did you unintentionally burn yourself on that one?
No, everything I said was intentional. It was a joke. Self-deprecation, my boy.
Whatever you say, Kitty. Continue.
Whatever you say, homosexual.
Look. All of you get a little bit of gay in your life.
Kitty?
What, are you having a problem?
Yes, with your homosexual energies, they are off the charts. How little pussy do you get?
About 7 milliliters.
God damn, he really doesn't get any pussy.
Fuck. Oh, boy. Okay. We're waiting for Courier to come back. He is taking out his trash. I do not know why he does that on Saturdays, but okay.
Hey, I don't judge, he's an American.
Teen sleeps with all 5 of his bullies' moms to assert dominance. Interesting. Very gay, but very interesting.
Ah, yes, that DP scene.
That reminds me of that. That reminds me of that one fucking. I think it was either green text or something where like the dude was like, after he fucking wines and dines this kid's mom, he just walks in, he goes, "Hey," and then he fucking he like says his gamer tag and stuff, and he's like, "I told you I'd fuck your mom."
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready to fucking accept Jesus Christ? I mean, John Ark as your Lord and Savior?
No.
Aw.
Well, what the fuck do I get to choose on this place?
Your choices are irrelevant for God wills it.
God wills Blake to get abused.
Deus Vult. Deus Vult.
Which I would normally have no problems with.
Courier, you say God wills Blake getting abused, therefore we must all be devout Christians then.
Pretty much, yeah. I was going to say
Fucking,
God.
We need to get fucking what's his face? God damn it! I had his fucking name, but I forgot it. We just watched his movie, The Patriot. Mel Gibson. We need to get fucking Mel Gibson to direct that.
No.
Passion of the Christ, that bitch.
No. Steelbook only.
I was gonna say, unlike Cyanide Sins, at least in his other stories, who actually sets up Blake to be, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he sets her up to be a sympathetic character and then abuses her like we're gonna fucking laugh anyway.
To be
Fuck
fair,
this man.
He hates her, so I don't blame him.
Yes, I was going to say, but we hate her because of what she does, not just because she has a name. In his other stories, he sets her up as like a sad, sympathetic character who just continually gets abused, and it's not funny. It's not funny to see an victim get abused some more.
Except she
Okay?
fucking deserves it.
Not in his other stories. Not in his other stories. In her other stories, or in his other stories, she literally does nothing wrong. I shit you not.
That's the problem with taking a character and when you make a fanfiction, you remove the context of the show. But
Yep.
you want people to have the same reaction as they do in the show.
I was going to say I hate Blake in the show because of what she does, not because the fucking, her name.
Come on.
I mean,
So
Blake Belladonna
is
is.
the best reason to hate somebody.
I was
I
going to
mean,
say
her name is fucking terrible, and that is a reason to hate her. But it's not the only reason.
yes, I was gonna say it's not the main reason. You fucking take someone like that, you set him up like he does as like someone who just continually gets abused, who is nothing more than an abuse victim. You just like want to fucking hug or whatever, and then you just fucking just have them continually get, I don't know, raped or fucking abused, and it's just stop it. Just stop it.
Stop.
Get some help.
Get some
Get some help. Please, honestly, go get some help. Jesus.
Well, with that said, we have Broken Fangs chapter.
Oh shit, are we
5.
recording this? Sorry, everyone.
Oh yeah, it's been recording for like almost 10 minutes now.
God damn it.
Oh, it's fine. Just shooting the shit is entertaining. More entertaining than this fucking garbage. Speaking of, this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a very, very long one.
I can get you the exact link. Oh my
No,
oh my
please
god.
don't.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so long.
Yeah, it's long. It's gonna be
Don't worry,
1,000 words.
Don't worry, Kitty. I brought out the painting tools, so I'll be listening whilst I'm painting out my moblin.
You fuck.
Don't worry, I will make sure to post a picture of him by the end of this section.
I can't take a break to paint, damn it.
No, because you're gonna need to read, and that's the beauty of me not being the one that reads.
I'm gonna beat you with your faggot stick.
Pity it's 20,037 words long.
I fucking called it! 20,000 words! Okie dokie, let's get you into the crappy story.
Amazing pun. Absolute 10. Quality.
There was a pun.
Spielberg would be proud.
Meanwhile, as you guys do that, I'm going to go jerk off furiously. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, of course you're gonna jerk off furiously to this. It's your favorite kind of story.
Fuck off.
Courier, jerk off. Courier, jerk off on stream or no guts. No balls. No balls.
Only a pussy wouldn't jerk off to this, you degenerate. Okay, I moved my mic a little bit
Only
'cause I'm not
cyanide
putting it
sins would
into
jerk off to
the
this.
full position.
Assume the position.
Assume the position. Please, I am programmed for your pleasure.
Assume the position. I am programmed for your pleasure. Assume
Servos
the
activated.
position. Fisto is now ready.
Let's go.
Okie dokie. Oh, I don't want to.
One word at a time, Kitty. One word at a time.
Okay. I want to establish immediately that if I find a line that is fucking inane, boring, and has no reason to be in there, or a paragraph rather, I'm going to skip it and just give a summary.
And no
Skip
one's
the
gonna
entire-
argue.
I'm gonna say you're gonna skip the entire fucking chapter thing.
She
was gonna
reads
say-
next
I
chapter.
was gonna say at least read through the first couple fucking paragraphs or whatever before you start doing that. Jesus.
I'm going to. I'll read the
Plus-
establishing.
I'm gonna say plus we won't fucking interrupt you so much.
Yang's rage, Jean's deaths, and, well, the after effects.
Now, everybody shut up. If we all shut up, we can have him read this in its entirety.
You say yes, you're the only one speaking.
I can say with the most assured thoughts that some faunus right now are screwed. Well, they're gonna be screwed in a moment. Hard and long.
Poor son.
Yum. Yang straightened out, the tears that leaked from her eyes still coming as the rage, that terrible, writhing, burning, hateful rage, wrapped around her. What was that accent? A visible corona of her aura wrapped around her body as words faded from her mind, and she now saw what had to be killed. Okay,
I see it now. I see it truly. I must kill.
I see the person that needs to die. Is it yourself? Are you looking in a mirror? Please tell me you're looking at a mirror.
Please tell me you're looking at Blake.
The rat faunus was halfway crawling. The rat faunus is crawling away. One of her arms is almost torn off. Yang doesn't give a shit. She goes and
God damn it, Kitty!
Oh.
Kitty!
I am doing it immediately because it fucking says she's half crawling away, her arm having been torn straight off the shoulder. I'm not fucking reading that wooden bullshit.
Why am I even here then? Why am I even here then if Kitty's not going to suffer and read this for entertainment? Why am I here?
Just to suffer.
Why are we here?
Why are we here? Oh wait, why am I?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
There he goes.
Is that not why you're here?
Oh boy. She rees. So her mouth was forming sounds that were not human, anger and rage and hate, and those
Fuck you.
utterances not sounds that anyone polite would make, or which would fit any anatomical definition of words. Who defines words by anatomy? What?
This is why I said you have to read this.
Who defines
Career.
fucking words by anatomy?
Do you
What?
do you remember the anatomical definition of words?
No. I know the anatomical definition of anger though.
The fuck is the anatomy of a word? The fuck is the anatomy of a word?
Listen, Kitty, you must understand the anatomy of your language. Otherwise, you may enact the patriarchy.
Oh, Deus Vult. Patriarchy to the end of the earth. I love it. I devote myself to the patriarchy. Patriarchy!
I was going to say read this entire section in its entirety because this is where Lal checked out or whatever. It's fine. Please do it. I beg
Her
of you.
fingers pierced through the darkened skin of the rat faunus's intact arm, and she flipped the girl over, so she fucking... Instead of grabbing the arm, she digs claws into the arm, and fucking flips the girl, presumably ripping chunks of flesh out. Flip the girl over, the eyes looking at her red and terrified. Fear me!
Are you dead, Kitty?
No!
He died.
No, I'm laughing at my fucking Discord's noise noise filtration. Just
Yeah, I canceled out the.
fucking canceled out me laughing. Oh my god.
There it goes. And there he goes. I can hear him faintly in the distance. It's like a small furry.
I can still
There
hear
he
it.
goes again.
There goes my hero. Watch him as he laughs.
Meanwhile, the model's going quite well.
Oh, good to hear.
The
Good to
arm
hear.
was removed, the torso now bare. She was
Okay.
aware of someone behind her, a groaning sound, but she did not care. She was getting her vengeance for the man she so adored, the vengeance that would have been signed in her blood like the dirge of death and murder. Durr. He was mine. You took him from me.
Very emotional. You've known for a week.
Oh, my fucking boys. My boys in my pants are shriveled.
Okay.
The noise suppression on your microphone is actually killing me. Holy shit.
Also, Corper checked out. Rip Corper.
Yeah, Corper.
He fucking got out while he could.
I'll fix my fucking sensitivity here. Let's see where it goes.
Oh no, he returned.
Oh no!
Why would you do that, corporate? Why would you do this to yourself?
I'm bored.
There we go. Now we have the noise suppression ain't turned off. And you can hear me laughing in my full glory.
Oh god.
The words came out, but they were not human in any respects of the word. I spoke, but my words weren't human. Okay. Anger, hatred, raw feelings encapsulated in the words her mind heard. But the angry spat words only faintly echoed. Her fingers dug into the shite.
Oh yeah.
Her fingers dug into the chest, piercing through the skin, and whatever aura had been there sputtered out, breaking from the trauma. But it didn't break from her arm being ripped off.
No.
Nope.
The terror of that rat she drank in. Okay, so she's drinking the rat for some reason. As you
No, she's drinking in the fear. Fear!
I am the fear.
As her fingers parted slowly, bones splintering in the young girl's mouth made sounds that were like please, but she pulled her gun.
Kitty, keep it together. Keep it together.
Like a peach being torn open, the sternum bone was torn in two as the ribcage blossomed like a gory blooming flower. That is not how you write that sentence.
You've gotten this far and now you're saying that? Come on, Kitty, you can do better.
The viscera pulsating and quivering for the moment as the lungs fought to breathe, as she found the beating heart and tore it out of the girl's chest, holding it up before the girl's eyes, which were still trying to encompass what had just happened.
Mortal Kombat!
Do 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 do.
My heart has been steeled as yours will. Life is a gift which you tore from my hands. Her fist clenched around the heart and...
And she squeezed.
Oh my god!
Fatality.
Fatality!
There you go.
Scorpion wins.
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins,
Everyone
everyone
loses.
loses.
Her fist
Nobody wins.
clenched around the heart and it leaked blood onto the face that sat in a horrified grimace, red eyes wide as the blood had dripped over the features, her other hand tearing the woman's
Yep. Yep. Yep.
She's already dead. Why do you have to do this?
Yep, Kitty. Yeah,
Tearing the
totally.
woman's uterus out, mimicking the gesture, and letting the blood drip onto the facial features. The dying gasps of the girl, the rat, were like a hymn dedicated to her. It was aura, it was life, and she had crushed it. How is she gasping if her heart's been torn out?
And her uterus, evidently. Goddamn
Also,
uterus.
Yang just fucking reached inside, grabbed her uterus, tore it out, through a wound in the chest cavity.
Yeah, that
She just
that makes
reached.
sense.
She just reached through all the intestines, grabbed the uterus, pulled it out. It's like, here, look at your fucking uterus. Do you like it? It's mine now.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kitty. That just fucking makes sense to me.
Oh my god.
Who the fuck needs to know anatomy or biology? I mean,
No, we only need to know the anatomy of words. Fuck. Oh, Lord almighty. Never suffer any curse of life than the world without that which I have claimed. dying we hear your face without even blessing of life in your heart destroyed, nameless one. As you took from me, I have taken from you everything. Actually, no, you didn't. But yeah. Her fist brought down. Wait, her fist brought down and destroying. Her fist brought down and destroying that face of the one who had slain her mate, the one who mattered the most to her in this world. She turned around, spotting Mint half kneeling, anger burning through her body as the flaring of her aura increased the temperature around her. What? People were moving from their dazed state at her act. Yeah, imagine they're fucking surprised and shocked. Her eyes spotting the ginger and her pet faunus putting up a fight against those who had dared to try and harm the master. An angry, wrathful sound coming from her mouth as she spotted the bear faunus ready to shoot another of those explosives at her, charging him in near mindless frenzy. One of the other men got in her way, but she met him fist first, the body slamming to the ground as she barely stumbled, the whizzing sound of an explosive projectile passing her by, and another angry sound coming from her lips, barely cognizant of the pain that she felt as something hit her in the side. She threw one of the men against the wall, her body blazing with the flame of her aura, her mane of hair ignited with that heat as she felt the pain wrap inside her. What do you mean, pain wrapping inside of her? No.
It's inside my head.
She ripped the weapon out of the bear faunus' hands, the collar around his neck giving a dangerous boop as her fingers...
Okay, I'm just gonna bring something up. How are these people killing humans if they wear collars or whatever that are supposed to detonate if they kill humans? Okay, thank you very much. Keep going.
Nobody knows. The collar around his neck giving a dangerous boop as her fingers had dug into the gouging them out. There was someone screaming, but it was her own voice. But was it her own voice, or was it the guilty one's? She cared not for that. How can the guilty one scream if her heart has been torn out?
I think she's referring to the bear faunus now.
Feeling pain barely as she felt vengeance sizzle through her blood. What does vengeance feel like? I don't know what vengeance feels like.
Kitty, vengeance feels like vengeance, okay? You should know what vengeance feels like because it feels like vengeance. Jesus!
The world did not make sense anymore. Yeah, tell me about it. Just fucking tell me about it, eh? The world made no sense anymore because he was dead. Oh yeah, clearly. As if it made sense before.
Oh yeah, that's the issue. Your fucking fuckboy is dead.
The guy you wanted to fill your fucking pussy is dead, so now things don't make sense. It's not like they never made sense, and it did make sense from the start, and it just been getting progressively worse. No. Now this is the breaking point at which it no longer makes sense. She would not tolerate anyone to do that for her and to the man she had chosen as her mate. What? What? Half of the snout had been torn off and the man tried to gurgle something, an angry-sounding roar coming from her lips as she ripped the man's jaw off, throwing it aside. Okay. It hit the wall with a cracking sound, waggling as blood gushed from the wound. No!
How much money do you want to bet that he just he just got all the not money because he got the shit from Doom. That's a kill animation. That's a glory kill is ripping a demon's jaw off. There's another glory kill animation where you rip a fucking imp's like chest open or whatever. These are all just Doom kill animations. So.
Oh, I think it might have also been that he went and looked at Mortal Kombat finishers.
I was about to say the way
Literally fucking Kano.
The way he's pacing them out is like a overly long Mortal Kombat execution.
Yep. Watch out! The voice of Mint reached her ears, and she was pushed to the left, feeling her body hit the floor and roll a little, catching sight of the man impaled with the spear-like weapon again. One of the Huntsman-class Faunus still alive and functioning, Mint stopping him with his body. Half of his face was a bloodied mess, a horn half snapped off and crooked. The Ibex Faunus's body shuddered as he looked at his opponent with eyes that bore the pain and rage, tearing the weapon from his grip and bringing the halberd to bear, bouncing off the aura that flickered. Die! She turned her gaze to the Mayor Faunus again, grabbing a hold of his... okay, first off, he should not fucking be alive. His fucking jaw was torn off. At the very least, he should be in pain shock.
Shock is for the filthy humans.
Shock is for the filthy fucking humans. Only the disgusting humans can feel pain.
Faunus had superior pain tolerance, obviously.
Grabbing hold of his arm and twisting it off in a fit. Okay, now she's ripped his arm off, apparently. Twisting it off in a fit of adrenaline-fueled... Wait. Yeah, fueled strength. The man screaming like a symphony for her pain. A symphony of pain for the world that had burned for her. Huh?
Riding, where's the fucking riding?
Crawling in my
My
skin.
It was a symphony.
These wounds, they will
It's a
not heal.
It's a fucking symphony.
It's the symphony.
God damn it, Cooper.
Yes, dear. Where are you? One of the Faunus who'd killed her mate spoke as her hand tore the head off the bear Faunus off his neck. Her fingers curling into the bloodied flesh, holding it. Her eyes blazing red as the flames of her aura ignited the air some more. That burning wrath inside her not simmering down. She caught sight of the red-haired Faunus who had been with the ginger girl kneeling next to the master, a surge of possessive pride going through her as she threw the head away, hitting the wall with a dull sound like a football being thrown.
Have you ever heard of football being thrown and it's just a dull sound? That's not the words I would use to describe a football being thrown.
Well, it says pigskin, so rugby ball / football for Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of a dull sound.
Fair enough.
Wait. I am here for you. The words fit. Her world had died. Oh. Okay.
My world is dead!
My world is dead because this man that I met a week ago is fucking dead. I met this guy a week ago and now he's dead, so the entire world should burn. Bitch, you are possessive.
Oh, shit.
This is
Oh,
some
shit.
real yandere shit, man. Fucking
Come on,
hell.
Kitty, I will
You
show
know
you a war.
Gasai is less fucking psychopathic than this.
But it's okay, man, because she's a faunus, and that's just how faunus are in their society. Or something, I guess.
Fuck, we should watch...
Come on, corrupt the live in a society.
We just live in a society.
Ah, yes, my favorite quote from Jarl. We live in a society.
Corpor, I love you, you fucking best.
Just give me a second. Ah, I've been coughing. Her world had died, and she had only madness and rage left because they had taken from her that which she loved. Faunus looked like he was going to make a mess of himself as her eyes regarded him. He indeed did make a mess, half torn apart as she passed him. So she fucking ripped him in half.
Yes.
Casually.
Okay.
Listen, he made a mess, okay?
Fucking okay.
It's a mess, okay?
Fucking okay.
Okay, Jimmy.
Her mate's body was being touched by someone else. Heresy. This could not be allowed. Her mate's body was not allowed to be touched by the unworthy.
Wow.
It's really a Mira Nikki level
I
bullshit.
was gonna say her fucking yandere nature even applies to his fucking corpse.
Well, no. Gasai is not this fucking autistically fucking focused on what's his name?
MC.
MC, whatever his fucking name is.
I know, but like this is some ridiculous levels of yandere bullshit.
This makes Yuno look sane. That is the most fucked up part. Compare this to Yuno, who is considered to be like the queen of yandere.
In terms of crazy bitch.
Yuno looks sane compared to this, and Yuno fucking killed a universe for her boy. She killed
Yeah,
herself.
I was also about to say too is that she's killing like Faunus who are actual trained warriors, right?
Yes.
Yeah, even no matter how pissed off you are, even if you're a berserker, eventually somebody's going to fucking hit you in a way that just insta kills you.
No, Cap, don't you get it?
She's
She's-
protected by plot armor.
Plot armor, otherwise known as aura, which, hey, at least Cyanide Sins is using it correctly here, like they do in the show.
The only fanfiction writer who actually does it. Because most people
Put
just
one-
fucking change aura in some way.
Like you do?
Yes.
I don't say if we brought out like a fucking chalkboard or whatever, it would be like we'd have to put a tally mark on every single like fucking nanometer or whatever of the Great Wall of China, and then draw a line, and we can write like what 2 tally marks, 3 tally marks on the good side.
I was about to say that it's like, alright, here's the good part. It's like 5-10 seconds. The rest is just 3 hours or more of just pure oh.
Back near the start, he had the odd good moment where it's like, okay, this is a decent scene. It could be cleared up a little bit, could be spruced up, and it'd be pretty fine. Now it's just like, holy shit, I can just laugh. I can't even say anything that could fix this. I just have to laugh.
Because it's beyond fixing. You couldn't do
I
anything.
remember you arguing that there are good parts and he can improve from this. And I was like, oh yeah, I agree. There's some good stuff here. There's some halfway decent scenes. The problem is, it didn't stop with those decent scenes. It kept going.
It didn't focus on the decent scenes. It just went completely down the shitter. Anyways. He's not allowed to be touched by the unworthy. The master's pale face looks so...
The filthy white males.
The master's pale face looks so beautiful. Excuse me.
Necrophilia.
That's
Da da
not...
da 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 da.
I definitely would not call a corpse that's gone blue from blood loss to beautiful. It looks kind of waxy,
That's because
usually,
you're-
actually. But, I'm also not a degenerate into fucking corpses, so...
She wanna fuck it.
You want to see a corpse? I put a picture in Lounge VC.
I'd rather not. Someone was shouting something. The rest of the little creatures unfit for this world ended. She could see the master's body still half raised. Master's body half raised. The bird fawn is holding him in a cradling grip. Her eyes looking up at her with a...
With a look, look.
with a viridescent glow.
I think he
Irid-
means iridescent. Iridescent is a word.
Iridescent would not describe...
It's a word, but it's a
It's a
word.
Linkin Park song. It's a great song. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. We don't care about Linkin Park.
Is that even a fucking word? I don't think it is.
Let me look it up.
We're doing this.
Either way,
Vira-
educational language.
Viridescent, adjective, literary, greenish or becoming green. Viridescent vegetation.
Somebody found a fucking dictionary.
Latin from viridis, which means, or viridis, which means green. Late Latin, viridescence. Late Latin, viridescent.
You know, there's ways to use Latin from names, and then there's this shit.
Well, there's times and places to use excessively verbose words. This is not one of them. This is just like a throwaway. Like, oh yeah, let's use a word for green that I haven't used before. Here we go. Here's the word for green that's in my thesaurus. Why?
Fuck you, that's why.
Like it's like using a word just to sound smart. And I don't like
I
that.
couldn't beat.
Oh, keep going.
Just remember,
Eddie.
guys,
Yet to come.
salt is actually sodium chloride.
Yes.
Fucking smart, big brain, fucking galaxy brain.
The
I think you mean
galaxy.
table salt.
If he and your are into him, you are wake his arm or he'll die. He's already dead!
He's dead!
I was gonna say his heart. He got stabbed through the heart with a fucking dagger. Several daggers, in fact.
Courier, is the reveal gonna be that he's a fucking space marine that had a second heart implanted and a third lung?
He's had 2 hearts the entire time!
Oh.
Cobra is like the fucking guy from Get a Robot that had a second heart installed because the first one was failing him.
She knelt beside him and laid her hands on him, the slow throbbing of it.
He doesn't have a heart because his heart would have been cut in half. Hey, hey.
His heart has been fucking pierced and damaged to the point where it doesn't function anymore. But it's still beating.
Yes, I was gonna say this is not like a thin like needle knife or whatever stabs someone in the heart. It pierces their pericardium and then their pericardium fills with blood and their heart slows and then eventually dies or whatever. No, this is just like stabbing someone through the heart with a fucking giant katana. Yeah,
It's
giant
straight to
katana.
the heart.
Somebody.
Oh,
The thing is, there has been, I think, one recorded instance of a guy actually having his heart pierced by something large, like it was an inch-sized hole in it, and he lived for like half an hour, finished fighting, and then died.
Wow, an inch. Amazing.
Think of it this way. There was this. I think it was either a police report or it was a story where the dude got shot in the fucking chest with a shotgun, buckshot.
Yep.
All of his organs spilled out, and he ran for a good 5 miles before his body just died on the street.
Like, there's a lot
All of his
shit
guts
your
spilled
body
out
can
of his
do
torso.
when fueled by adrenaline, but not when your heart's got 2 holes in it that are large.
I was gonna
Now that
say
your heart is splattered on the floor, is it gonna do anything?
no.
Oh my god.
Keep going, baby. Keep going.
Pushing that which burned inside her into him, a warmth spread from her body into his own body as he opened his eyes and cried.
You sound like a laughing parrot.
Because he is a parrot.
I've
You
been a
just don't
parrot
want
this
to-
entire time. Look, lol. That's why I have the name Kitty. It's so that nobody suspects that I'm actually a parrot.
My God.
Like, have you heard a parrot laugh? That's exactly how Kitty laughed reading this shit.
I really wish I had a Staples That Was Easy button right now. Hey, did your mate get his head decapitated? Just fucking sawed right off? Well, just fucking push your aura right into him. He'll just grow a new head. That was easy.
That-
No,
easy.
no. Just attach it, put some staples on, and push her aura into it. That was easy.
That was easy.
Meow. She felt him take another breath, and her heart sang. He was alive. The tears started to come more and more as she lowered her head and kissed him. Heedless of who was watching, her fingers touched him still. The heartbeat slowly pounded against her fingers as she continued to feel that strong pulse grow stronger.
I remember dropping it the moment that he opened his eyes, and that was where I was like, nope, I quit. No more. Not even gonna skim it. Fuck this. I'm out.
Pushing the flames burning inside her soul.
So.
So, through her touch and into his body, he was able to awaken his aura so that he could heal.
I think you mean she was able to awaken his aura, not he was able to, because he was dead.
Oh no, he was able to awaken his aura as he was fucking dead.
Everything would just be a bad, bad moment. He pulled... Wait. Her lips pulled away from his own, and he just gazed at her. Surprise and something else in those eyes.
Read it. Read it, you whore.
Have to.
Yes,
Fucking read it.
do it. You're doing it for entertainment, you slut.
Oh God. Oh yes, I'm drinking the tears of sorrow. Oh my God, they taste so good. Oh.
Read it. Read it.
I did it.
Tastes so delicious, Lal.
I didn't know that heaven had you too, Yang. It hurts. My lungs hurt.
Oh, step for total whiplash.
She smiled, kissing him again. The master was alive. He was alive. She couldn't stop crying, but he was back with her.
Can you stop kissing me? You're covered in viscera and gore right now.
You're covered in blood. You're kind of icky. Okay, Courier, you fucking read now. I need a break.
Before he does, I'd like to give a scenario for you guys. You all watch Saving Private Ryan. Everyone else, like all two of you out there that has two, right? So you got Saving Private Ryan. You got a scene where a soldier's bleeding out after being shot, right? This would be like if that soldier's bullet wound, like the bullet was slowly pressed out of his body and he started healing like he was the fucking Harry from TF2.
And he just got up. He fucking pulled out a top hat and a cane from out his ass, and he just started dancing and singing, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello,
No, Courier, he turned to the other guys to say, "Wow, I didn't know you guys were in heaven." Then he grabs the top hat and cane and goes, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey."
Hello, my ragtime child. Okay. It was formless and ethereal, that feeling of being somewhere else. He could feel that calming, cool sensation again, feeling how everything seemed to slip away from him, the inky blackness once more wrapping around him. So have you almost died before? Oh, right, he almost did die before, never mind. Why had he come here? He had things to do, things to arrange. There was so much more he wanted to do with his Yang. So much more that he wished to show her. He might be 17, but it was still a long life ahead of him. He saw something approach and found himself in that same state as the visions that Cammy had showed him. A room that he recognized as one of the small lounges that rarely got used by his father for receiving guests. They killed him, and you want me to do nothing? He lies here dead, and all you say is, "Patience, father. You may have been a general, but there are still rites for vengeance. Do not hold on to the memory of the king that you served when his son is inept." Anger on the face of his grandfather, the man only known from the pictures. Yeah, we're fucking now he's dead, and he's seeing not his life flash before his eyes. I guess he's astrally projecting in the void to fucking view past memories of his I don't fucking know.
It's Assassin's Creed all over again.
It's Assassin's Creed. You just have to die first. Anger on the face of
Listen, you just gotta die to activate all those floodlights in your brain.
those floodlights. Anger on the face of his grandfather, the man only known from the pictures that were hung in the gallery in the wing of the house that belonged to his parents. Jesus fucking Christ. The memories of that time. Yeah, I'm gonna read that again. The man only known from the pictures that were hung in the gallery in the wing of the house that belonged to his parents. The man only known from the pictures that were hung in the gallery in the wing of the house that belonged to his... Okay. Sorry, I can't get over that sentence, man.
Doesn't that sound like one of those songs in the wing of the gallery in the house and the thing, and it just keeps going fucking
Yes.
over and over
In the
about different description
house
things.
of the rising
Then
sun.
The memories.
More alcohol. Yes. I'm gonna pour myself a whiskey and coke. Yes. Yum.
Please do. The memories of that time of war hung amongst the paintings. The man stood before the coffin that had been delivered seemingly only the morning before. If the freshness of the accompanying flowers of morning was... If the freshness of the accompanying flowers of morning was the case, yes, you send flowers to a funeral. Thank you. The top... Thank you for letting us know. The top half off to unveil a pale, bloodless face to the world. The young man's eyes closed in peaceful repose. Wow, fucking nice word there. Blonde hair combed but still messy. His uncle, Aaron Ark, laid there in the coffin, most of his lower body wrapped in thick linen cloth, usually used when bodies were seriously damaged. He remembered that from the lessons on the Great War that Ash had taught. Father, it is regrettable to ask, but do you think there would be a possibility for dialogue? His grandfather's eyes looked full of wrath. Fucking damn right there isn't. His grandfather's eyes looked full of wrath as the man paced, his great-grandfather's eyes looking dark and haunted. The man's body withered and gnarled like an old tree. Oh god, I'm hearing echoing
Yeah, on Kitty's end.
on Kitty's end, yeah.
Oh fuck. Try speaking.
Ash and his grandmother... No, still hear it.
God damn it.
Nigga.
Okay. I'll be back in a moment.
Alright.
Hello,
He
everybody.
needs to
Welcome
go
to the Wizard-
he needs to go appease the YouTube overlord since you said the dreaded N-word. Got an N-word pass. Susan Wojcinski, no. What is it? Is her last name like Wozniak? Wojcinski? What the fuck is her last name?
I don't know, nor do I care. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't hear echoing anymore. Should I read? No, I'm gonna wait for Kitty to return so he can suffer.
Exactly. You
I'll
tried to
just
puss out
play
on
some.
it. You need to make him suffer more.
I'll just play some fucking World of War.
World at War is great.
Yep.
Look, I've been playing Soulstone all the time. I pay no attention to anything.
De profundis, gloria patris possem.
That awkward silence, though.
Brav Soldaten, steht mit mir, steht mit mir, steht mit mir, brav Soldat.
We are waiting.
And that was how Kitty died. Rip Kitty.
Murdered by Daryl fanfics.
Hmm.
Right, we're going to put like science fiction.
Captain.
What?
Akagi or Kaga?
Neither.
If,
How about both?
if I held a gun to your head, which one?
Prince of Wales, shoot me, pussy.
Oh, well, you're dead now. Alright. Corper, Akagi or Kaga?
Yeah.
I muted Captain, I can't hear him anymore. Akagi or Kaga, Corper?
I said Kaga.
Okay. Lal,
That's black.
Akagi or Kaga?
Both.
You're a man of respect, I can respect that.
Eat a dick, courier.
Respect is gay.
Oh my god, he returns.
Yes. Okay.
I've been waiting.
Oh no. Why?
Ugh.
Wait. Why
Haven't
wait?
waited so long.
Because I'm not gonna
Skin on skin, let the dub
because
begin.
I'm not gonna read this unless you're here so I can make you suffer. See, this is what happens when you make me read, Kitty. His grandfather's eyes looked full of wrath as the man paced, his great-grandfather's eyes looking darkened and haunted. The man's body withered and gnarled like an old tree, a younger-looking Ash and his grandmother standing at his side, the former standing behind the latter as protocol dictated for servants. This must have been the last few years of his great-grandfather's life, the man having died nearly a year after Uncle Aaron had passed away. His great-grandfather's second wife had died of a fever 7 years before at the age of 75, according to his father, while his grandfather had been an only child to a woman who he only knew from a painting. Long, luxurious, white golden hair and a happy smile, so Salem, standing next to his great-grandfather in his military uniform nearly 10 years before the Great War concluded. He could see in the eyes of Ash that same fury as he saw in his grandfather's eyes. In the eyes of his great-grandfather, something that was like a dark and twisted beast staring at the world beyond with boundless wrath. Why did they kill? What?
You said it, so Salem. Yes, it's going to be Salem. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's gonna be Salem. Fucking no.
It's Salem.
It's Salem. Why did they kill Aaron? He didn't do anything wrong, did he? The teenager who must have been his, and you know what's wrong, you know what's fucked up, it's Salem or whatever, and now Salem is possessing his sister Auburn, so.
That's fine. That's just normal. It's
And she also wants to screw him too, so.
It's fine, it's a woman, who cares?
Women are logical.
Why did they kill Aaron? He didn't do anything wrong, did he? The teenager who must have been his father by logical deduction spoke up, as some of the members of the household turned their attention to him, his grandfather's eyes still resting on the coffin. He could see the anger in the man's eyes. No, there will be no dialogue, there will be war. They took one of us, just for their stupid pride, because the nobility must not doubt the king. A king of what? Ozymandias II is nothing like his father. The anger in the voice of his grandfather was palpable, as his uncle Ashton, 16 or 17 at this moment in time, ran a hand through his hair. Eyes that were a deeper blue than his own, like deep dark oceans, stared out at the coffin, his eyes looking doubtful of such an action. His grandmother started to speak softly to his grandfather, trying to calm him down. The aged form of his great-grandfather looked at Ash and made a gesture with his hand, the woman giving a sharp nod as a soldier receiving orders would. She approached the young form of his father, who seemed to try hard to keep the tears from coming out. Chudan, go and read and become smarter. This is not for you to decide. The voice of Ash spoke up, urging his father to go and read. His father's eyes looked defiant, but Ash gave a stern look. That look cowed most of John's sisters too, because it meant that you'd have an annoyed Ash on your case. That never was a good thing, because she'd make you feel bad about denying the opportunity to learn. He watched his father exit the room, discussion coming to the topic of what to do, and he followed after his father, the door existing like a mist, following behind the teenage version of his father. Slowly the young man ascended the stairs that oh god, I remember this part. Slowly the young man ascended. Sorry.
He's having trouble, folks.
Sorry.
I remember one time when we read this shit where we replaced the word look and eyes with penis and pussy, and it was funny as shit.
Slowly the young man ascended the stairs that led up to the second floor, a sullen look on his face. There were some servants here, humans from the look of it, giving looks of pity and disinterest to the youngest of the three, now two, as he walked towards the library. Something seemed to draw his interest, and John caught sight of the typical funeral ribbon tied around the door handle of one of the rooms. It belonged to Auburn now, he knew. The row of rooms that had been set aside for their personal use had apparently belonged to his grandfather's 3 sons before. Father had never told him about that. A knock, softly, and his teenaged father called out softly. Softly. Olivia, hey, it's Arya. Can I come in? There was no response, John watching how his father's hand laid on the door handle, not quite twisting it to open the door up. I'm sorry. You had only just been wed, and it wasn't fair. R shouldn't have had to die that soon. He was the inheritor after all. And we'll talk with your family, okay? You'll be able to live here until Ashton inherits, and we'll all be a good family together. No matter what, we'll be okay. We Arcs take care of each other. Oh, I'm sure you do. Family is important to us. I'm sure it is. A softness in his father's voice as he slowly turned the door handle and then entered the room. The blinds were up as the young teenager entered, his voice carrying easily to the room's breadth. I know that you've been. It's tough on me too. I'm sorry, but I'm worried. We haven't seen you for a few days, and John's body ghosted through the door, seeing someone stand there in the middle of the room, a large white dress covering her body. John remembered it as one of the 17 best wedding dresses of 30 to 40 years ago. His father saw the figure stand there and continued to speak. You can stay for as long as you'd like, and if you'd like to, I can marry you.
What?
Excuse me? Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know.
Out of the blue.
I'm not okay, I'm gonna keep going on, baby. I'm not expected to inherit at all, so if you'll have me, The light switch flicked on, and Arya's Ark's face stiffened as pain showed visibly, his hand covering his mouth as he saw the woman in the light. Olivia Ark's body hung from the ceiling. The chair.
I like how he confused the fact that she was like when he said came in. What was she doing? Like, did he think that he was like she was standing up or she
No,
was like
she was
sitting
standing
down?
up. Sitting in a chair?
She was dancing on the bed, of course.
Of course, yeah. He could see her silhouette. He thought she was standing on her bed, and turns out she just hung herself. Okay.
Fuckers.
And this is my favorite. I'm gonna keep going. I need to read the next 2 sentences. The chair kicked away so that she'd pass away, his father's eyes tearing up as he saw her hang there. I guess I'd better inform grandfather and grandmother. I'm
Why would you say that out loud?
sorry.
Chair kicked away as you pass away.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Have any of you ever seen a Neil Breen? Do you know who that is?
Nope.
I know what Neil Green is.
No.
He's a terrible filmmaker, and there's a famous scene or whatever where he comes in like in one of his terrible movies,
I can't believe you've killed yourself.
I cannot believe you committed suicide.
Oh,
I
that's what it
cannot believe you committed suicide. Why have you done this? Why have you committed suicide? Well, Jim, I can't help you out of this one. That reminds me of this.
That would be a great comedy.
It is, dude. Freaking Neil Breen movies are some of the best like unintentional comedies out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, he just walks in. Oh, she died.
Shit.
I better go and tell grandfather about this.
Sorry.
I was like,
Gonna
better go
fuck her
tell
too.
Grandpa the crazy bitch died.
I was gonna fuck her too. Oh well.
Man, I can't believe you killed yourself. How am I gonna get my dick wet now? What am I gonna do?
It's a cyanide sins book. He's gonna fucking have necrophilia in there somewhere.
Also, I love how he doesn't know the fucking idea of her body hanging from the ceiling. We don't understand that, so then he had to add the chair kicked away so that she'd pass away.
It was kicked
No.
away.
That
so she
line was so
passed away.
fucking unnecessary. That line was just so fucking unnecessary because it doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't.
It's so wooden too.
Oh my god. Like
That
this
sounds like fucking. If that sounds like fucking something you'd hear in a fucking rap song.
It was
The
kicked
chair
away
kicked
and she
away
passed
as her
away.
life passed away.
I'm gonna keep going.
That's like some fucking indie mixtape bullshit right there.
Yeah, fucking hipster douchebag with a beard playing a fucking
and
acoustic guitar sing that shit.
This is my favorite, not my favorite part, but this is also great. I'm gonna keep going. He could see that his father was starting to cry as he shut the lights off and left the bedroom that had belonged to his older brother and his newly wed wife, leaving the corpse there to hang.
What?
I mean, how old is this kid?
I'm
He's like
out.
10 years old or something.
No,
right?
No,
he's like
he's
15
17.
or 16, yeah.
Okay, I could just. Why? He's just like literally opens up the door, sees her. He just like closes the door, and he's like, nope, nope. Holds up
Yeah, I
both
was
hands.
gonna say right there, the door shuts softly by
Fuck.
the young teenager, so he's either 14 or 13 or 14. So yeah,
He's just like, fuck this shit. I'm out. Not today.
I think it said
I'm just
15
gonna pack up and
earlier.
leave.
15. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it said 15 earlier.
Okay,
But this is like he opens it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
that's
And then
unfortunate.
walks
All right.
away.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
I was gonna
Fuck
say if
this
you'd
shit.
like
I'm out.
to,
No
I can
thanks.
marry you. Oh, God, fucking.
Yeah,
hell.
that also had no fucking like why.
And you know what the
Why
best part
was that
is?
line?
Is he has a wife, right? But his uncle Aaron was gay. So I like to believe that she didn't fucking commit suicide or kill herself or whatever because he was killed. She killed herself because she realized she married a gay person.
She killed herself because she found his gay porn stash.
His gay porn star.
Literally Oscar Wilde, man. Literally Oscar Wilde.
Oh my god. I say women.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And then she's just in the background going, I fucking wish you did.
The tears didn't stop on his father's face as he waited for the door to be opened, as was the protocol. Whilst one knew that a meeting was being conducted, I kind of got more important shit than that, fam. Anyway, the scene faded out, slowly letting the void bleed into the imagery once more. It had been a vision of something that had once been, no shit, which he had not been alive to witness. It had been the moment when his oldest uncle had been brought home after he had been assassinated. Oh, he wasn't assassinated, Sonny Jim. We'll get to that, though. He felt the room.
Creed-eyed.
I mean, sort of, yeah. He felt the room. Sort of. If it was a cream and it was a pie of something. Probably not the way you're thinking though. He felt the room appear once again. A door opening as a soft scritching sound was heard. Auburn, can I come in? His sister Camilla, looking to be around 16 or thereabouts, looked apprehensive as she entered the room. The wall unmarked by anything as Auburn sat there in the middle of the room, young and tender, fragile in her features. A hand slowly jerking a pencil over a piece of paper, drawing something. Her eyes looked pensive and serious for a moment, whilst her older sister came in. Camilla wore gloves that went up to her armpits, made from silk, her fingers twitching a little jerkily by habit, which she still had at times in the present, as she sat down opposite of her sister. Auburn looking at the picture that she was drawing. It wasn't something really fancy, just stick figures. I'm sorry, Abby. Mother tells me that I'm a curse on the family. I just wanted to hold you, and... The child looked up, blue eyes clear and warm, a smile that was angelic on her lips, as Auburn's pencil pulled from the paper and a bright red one was pushed to the paper. His oldest sister looked worse as she saw her sister continue to draw, her look turning back to the paper as Auburn continued to draw, continued to draw, continued to draw. I'm sorry, I never wanted to. Ash said that it's okay, that it happens sometimes to people who go through bad things, but Jean will be born soon, and he'll be our little brother that I want to fucking have his dick shoved in me if he lives. Mother has been
If he
afraid that
lives,
if
very
he lives.
specifically.
Mother,
It's literally
hey, Dick.
canon in this fucking thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
his family tree is starting to become a wreath. So
if he lives, Mother has been afraid that it might become another stillbirth. I really hope it isn't. Auburn's head didn't move much, but Camilla continues as if she'd been acknowledged. Tears were coming from Camilla's eyes as she took a deep breath, trying to come to some conclusion and failing, like you do, Cyanide. I've seen so much, Abby, and it's so sad. It's so sad, and you still haven't said a word. Father says that you're allowed to. Mother she can't bear to see you. Wrong type of bear, I'm pretty sure. Or is that the right type of bear? I don't know. I'm the only one who,
Wait,
you know what
was that?
Saffron's like. Daddy's little angel. It's a BEAR. Bear to see you.
No, that would be BARE. Bear
What
to
if
see.
bear to see you?
Bare as
Yeah.
in left bare, or
Mhm.
something is completely bare. Bare as in barren.
She couldn't
or
bear
as
to
in
see
the
you.
animal
No,
bear.
Barry.
She
It's
couldn't
not-
get the bear to see you, alright?
yeah,
I'm
just
never
imagine
better
she
than
just fucking just snaps her fingers and a fucking grizzly shows up. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm the only one who, you know what Saffron's like. Daddy's little angel, who's a fucking homosexual degenerate apparently. Auburn didn't respond.
Brothers, commies.
That too, as does Camilla though. So I mean, everybody wants to fuck him apparently.
Everybody wants cummies.
Yeah, Saffron's just the one who acts on her desire to fuck him first. Don't worry, Camilla will be coming soon afterwards. Auburn didn't respond, as his oldest sister just continued, moving a little closer. Her eyes were everywhere but at the picture that Auburn was drawing, the silken gloves wiping at the tearful eyes. And Argent's starting to learn how to become a chemist. I know Ash has been helping you, and I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid, Abby. I'm so afraid that they'll come and touch me again and I'll see what'll happen to them. There's a new headmaster for Beacon, a man called Ozpin, and he said I'll be admitted early. I need to learn how to work with what I've got. This curse, this ill omen. His oldest sister looked conflicted, Auburn humming softly. Camilla's soft exhale heart-wrenching in the pain that was loaded in it as she ran a hand through her hair. His sister looking really sad for some time. I don't even know why I don't know. I can know, but I don't want to know.
What?
I don't either. Ash is safe because she's awakened my aura, but I can't touch anyone. I'll never hold someone's hand. I'll never be intimate with someone.
Except
You're
your
talking-
brother.
You're talking to your 3-year-old or 2-year-old fucking sister. Stop it. I'll never be intimate with someone. You're too young to understand, but his older sister brushed her fingers through her long hair, wavy and curled in the style of nearly 2 decades ago, her expression dark, her eyes going to her youngest sister. She wrapped a gloved arm around her sister and pulled her close, giving her a long, suffering exhale. Auburn's smaller hand brushed against her older sister's thigh, but Camilla didn't seem to mind. We'll be having a little brother soon. Little great-grandfather's name will live on. A little brother, but this time I'll never touch him. I'll never. Oh no,
I'll
you'll
never
touch.
touch him.
You'll touch him, all right. I'll never. No, I won't. He will turn out good. I'm going to be the best oldest sister that I can, just so he can be safe. Camilla's fingers brushed through Auburn's hair, the youngest sister leaning more against the oldest sister. The pencil moving from the paper. Camilla seemed to be contemplating something, a look of dark thoughts on her face, her face looking a little pensive. He'd always says that she had a face of someone who liked to think too much. It's silly. The twins are still I don't know what to do with them. They're always tired. They're always laying in bed and lazy. Ash is trying to motivate them, but a good kick in the rump ought to. Auburn's face was expressive as she smiled softly and leaned up to push her older sister's mouth into a little smile. Camilla just looked sadder as Auburn tried to make her smile. Her older sister's sadness came in even greater measure as she looked down at the paper on which Auburn had been drawing. I'm just nervous. I don't even know why I came, but I just felt like I should apologize again. I never wanted you to be like this, not talking. His oldest sister looked sorrow-filled as her hands brushed away some of the tears. It was futile, because more tears kept on coming as she spoke. Father is worried about you, and Mother just... You're a good girl. Every time I close my eyes and sleep, I just see you, smiling happily and dancing through the house before they... Auburn patted her older sister's thigh lightly. Camilla didn't shift, the tears coming from her eyes again. Auburn continuing to pat her older sister's thigh without stopping. I'm always repeating myself. Gods, I feel like a mess. You can't understand because you've gotten... It's all my fault. I'm so sorry. A soft pat to Camilla's cheek and a shake of Auburn's head, Auburn's eyes looking softer for a moment. It's supposed to be today. We'll get a little... It can't just stop thinking. So many times born dead or just weak. He should be strong, otherwise we'll all stray. We'll all die and we'll never see good things. Auburn poked her older sister's cheek lightly, just staring for a while. Camilla sighed, shaking her head again, pulling her younger sister into an embrace. What did you see, Auburn? What did it feel like? I wonder about that all the time when I'm not around. I wish you could talk so you could tell me. All I remember is so much pain, and you... Mother said that I was screaming. The small smile on his youngest sister's lips changed a little as a serious look came to her face. It was a look that he could imagine a child giving to its mother or to an older sibling. Auburn's face showed surprise, a light smile traced on her lips that widened with genuine joy. John is going to be born healthy. Don't worry anymore, Camilla. My little brother is born into the world. Adam will never touch you now. Don't become the Fall Maiden when Ozpin offers you the opportunity in 3 years. He's going to be born, Camilla, our little brother. Camilla's...
Hello, brother.
Also, what the fuck is it with Adam will never touch you now? Adam would have been like a year old during this, so...
No, she saw a prophecy of the future. That's what this is all about.
Okay.
There's all information that she would have no other reason to know except for the fact that Camilla
Okay.
knows her.
All right, sorry. The way she said that, it made it seem like past tense or whatever. Sorry. Camilla's face showed surprise. John mentally. I was gonna say, you say that as in Adam. Adam will never be able to touch you, or Adam will never get to touch you. Not Adam will never touch you now. So, anyway, Camilla's face showed surprise. John mentally surprised as well by the eloquence of those words. The blue eyes having looked ancient and wise for a moment before they dulled again, as Auburn got up, smiling to herself and starting to giggle. She seemed to glance in his direction and winked, seemingly just without any sort of reason or rhyme behind it, turning around. Yeah, because she's fucking your sister Auburn's possessed by the god Jesus spirit of Mommy Salami. She fucking can see ghosts or everything or some shit, so she knows you're there. Because time is a circular closed loop, except it isn't fucking
Time
kill
is
me.
a closed loop, just like their fucking family tree.
Just like their family tree. Come on, we'll be late. Mommy is going to scream loudly and he'll be born fully. We've got to be there. Daddy will cry too. Don't worry,
What the
Cammy.
fuck?
He will make you feel safe again. It's going to be sunny in your life again after the bad clouds. Camilla followed after Auburn, her expression tormented by the words of her sister, whilst Auburn moved through the house towards his parents' wing, not even burdened by anything in her path. Slaves moved out of her way as he could hear his mother scream loudly, the white little sundress that she wore fluttering, showing pale skin that was as white as snow, hair as light as golden streams of sunlight, her smile as radiant as the dawn's light. I thought she was screaming. He slowly drifted in the void,
this
feeling...
is the sisters.
Oh,
Probably
no.
Auburn.
No. Slaves moving out of her way as he could hear his mother scream loudly, the white little sundress that she wore fluttering. So it's her. Yeah. That makes no
it's
sense.
one of them, Camellia, probably.
No, Kitty, fucking read it.
I am
That-
reading it.
I was
Camellia
going to
followed
say-
after Auburn, so that is the subject of this. Camellia.
Yes, but after that it says slaves moving out of her way as he could hear. So John is hearing
It's
his
a
mother.
massive run-on sentence.
I was going to say, so John is hearing his mother scream loudly, and then it immediately goes to the white little sundress that she wore fluttering. So right after his mother screaming, we can only assume that's fucking
Yes,
his
it
mom.
fucking rubber bands around.
His mom?
I don't fucking know. He slowly
Listen,
drifted.
a bunch of nonsense, okay?
He slowly drifted in the void, seeing the Tyranids rape. He slowly drifted in the void, feeling the warmth wrap around him suddenly as he felt something pull him back, a darkness around him swelling with light. As he looked into a set of crimson irises, their inhuman look making him feel strange as he groaned. He felt awkwardly light as he felt the heat collect in his chest, something thrilling in his body, a heat that blazed like the sun, her lips pressed against him, and he felt warm. Did I die? Yes, you did. A soft question in his mind whispered as he looked at the girl who seemed to have cared for him so much, her hand touching his chest, the odd pain in his limbs like a heavy weight on his body. Oh, right. Not allowing him to get up. Yeah, probably you should not get up. You shouldn't move. I didn't know that heaven had you too.
Fuck off.
She
Jesus
kissed him.
Christ.
She kissed him again. Compared to her glowing hair, nothing seemed to make sense. Half of her face was splattered with blood, and he felt the person holding him in a cradling grip shift him a little as Yang pulled away. He pushed Yang away, looking around. His eyes widened as he saw the devastation that had been wrought. Blood and faunus laid there, someone having ripped open the mouse girl's chest cavity and torn out her heart. Oh, gods. He noticed that the redhead Pyrrha was holding him, a look in her green eyes that seemed to care. At least, the collar around her throat marked her for what she truly was, a faunus. Why do you give a fuck right now? You just came back from the dead.
Fucking honest.
He
You just
just got fucking Jesus, and he gives a shit about what her race is. Really?
Faunus, a fucking filthy, dirty faunus.
Fucking
Kill all faunuses.
Samaritans.
Even though a faunus literally just Jesus Christ me. Thank you, faunus.
You know, my favorite part of the Bible is when Jesus rose and had the Second Supper, and he just turned towards the Samaritans at the table and said, "Fucking filthy Samaritan!"
Fucking Samaritans. They're just like, dude, we were nice to you.
Oh god. A faunus. His eyes went to the side as Yang helped him up. I thought you said you couldn't move your limbs or whatever. They were feeling so heavy you couldn't move. Now Yang is helping you stand up. Also, you should not be standing up after just coming back from the dead.
Yeah, it's a
Nora
bad idea.
standing there with a look on her face that seemed half guilty. The faunus at her side, Ren, shifted slightly, the large claws that he had on his hands showing clearly what he was. It's safe again, John.
cares?
Who fucking cares? It's safe again, John. Your finest were. Oh gods, the big guy. John caught sight of Mint lying on his side, a large hand keeping him upright. The man's chest looking a mess, a spear half snapped off, a body at his side with a twisted neck. The man looked like he was on his last leg, the spear quivering and trembling a little as the man breathed as he looked at them. One of his horns had shattered and the man's face was bloodied. Master Jean, do you still live?
Yes.
He got up, steadier than he thought he could. No, that's a bad idea. Walking towards the brutish man, his eyes
I thought he
tearing
said
up.
walking towards the British man. Walking
very
towards
funny.
the British man, his eyes tearing up.
Master Jean, do you still live?
Master John, dare I
Well,
say,
Master
do you
Sean.
still live?
We have
I'm going to
failed.
sign
The
up.
British have invaded
Oh,
this planet.
You do. I'm going to die now. Good night.
Oi, governor, you still alright, mate? Oh man, this guy gets shaky
Wait,
real good
mate.
yet. He didn't have a shanking license, so I killed him, but he got me good, mate.
The man had told him
Right.
that he'd once wished him dead, that he'd been dissuaded from killing him because of Auburn. I'm safe. I'm still alive, Mint. No, I think you mean I'm back from I'm now
I'm
alive.
back from the dead, motherfucker.
Back from the dead, Mint. A wry, guttural laugh came from the big Faunus man's lips. Yeah, I would laugh too. As the man's arm quivered a little with the effort that it took to keep up. Faunus were less than human, but at this Stop it. Faunus were less than human, but at this moment all he could see was someone a little younger than his father, perhaps a decade or something like it, supporting
That's
himself,
not a
keeping
little younger.
upright through force of will. Good, Mistress Auburn said. The man's head dropped, his head shaking a little as John knelt before the man. The blood that came from the wound wasn't stopping. Somewhere Jean knew what that meant. The man was dying. Okay, hey, fucking Yang? Yo, Yang, can you activate this man's aura? Can you just boost his aura real quick? We need to save this guy. No? Only me? Okay, fuck you. A large hand reached out, seizing a hold of his shirt. The hole in the front tore a little wider. It's my time. It's all come to this. A laugh came from the man's lips as the hand's grip slackened. John caught the hand before it dropped, the man's eyes looking into his own. They were the eyes of a man who had seen much. Mint, thank you for your service. I'll make sure that your niece is given a domestic task and that she'll serve. It was the least he could. It was the least he could do for the dying man. The man's face at ease as he slowly exhaled. There was something in those eyes that told John that for some reason the man wouldn't be alive much longer. My name. Blood came out of the man's mouth, a heavy gush making the lips red. There was strength in those eyes, slowly fading as the Faunus looked into his. A last burst of strength in the man's eyes as he held his gaze. Is Isaac. Thank you. I've done what I had to. The man's body stilled as the hand went slack in his hands. John laying it back down on the ground. He was feeling a little emotional. The man had protected him, had protected them all. He could respect that, even if it was an animal.
Fucking animals.
Fucking crap.
Based.
We'll get something to carry you home, Isaac. It felt odd calling a Faunus by the name that they'd chosen, or gotten, but it was still... Master, we should go. Yang's uniform was torn in places, skin showing where she'd been nicked by blades, the skin unmarred, but blood everywhere. It was starting to dry, I think you mean congeal. Yang's eyes looking pleading, now a deep lilac color once again. He must have been fogged in his mind to think that they'd been red. Yes, they should go. Someone could investigate this later, but he wasn't going to stick around any longer. He looked at the barricaded section before he recalled that he had 3 unknowns with him. He looked at them, and Yang, who had placed herself in front of him to face them, kept in his sight. Are you willing to be given a mission to guard me until I can reach my home? He looked at the owner of the 2 Faunus, who nodded softly. She looked hesitant, even with the bloody splatters on her outfit, the expression barely changing, Yang smoothing out her outfit a little more. She looked positively gore-soaked, but he couldn't imagine that Yang would ever hurt someone.
Fuck off.
This
She was
naive
so
son of a
Yang?
bitch.
Are we talking
Yeah,
about
we'll
this
just
Yang?
We're talking
We'll
about
just
the
fucking-
Yang who ripped open a woman's chest cavity and pulled out her still beating heart so she could fuck
Fatality.
down her throat. Yeah.
Fucking bitch
And
literally
there,
painted
ripped a guy
somebody
in two.
twice.
Literally ripped a guy in 2, ripped a man's jaw off, tore a man's head off his fucking head, tore a woman's arm, several arms off. Yeah, this lady. She was such a wonderful faunus after all. Were you scared, Yang? He asked her softly, Yang's eyes looking at him and her head moved slightly from side to side, shaking slowly. He might have imagined it, but there seemed to be a little twinkle in those eyes, not really apparent at first glance. Glass. My master is alive, so I am never scared. The master lives. This one will always be there for the one who is her dawn and her dusk. He hoped she would be. He had to get married first, but she'd always occupy a special place in his heart. He looked at Nora, the girl flanked by both of her faunus who had not put their weapons down yet. Let's go, guys. I guess we're all friends here. He'd hoped that they'd be friends. Nora looked like she would be one hell of a huntress. Nora smiled, skipping forward with a little hop skip that seemed to make her massive warhammer look even more impressive. Sure thing, Johnny Jean. Let's get you home, and ooh, do you think we can wash? Lots of blood, not so super when we get back to our hotel. He could do that, at least. He owed them his life, at the very least. His mother... Are you fucking...
Did he say
His
at least
mother, at
twice
the
in a
very
row?
3 times in a row.
No,
Oh my
again,
God.
at the very least, no, 4 times in a row. I'm gonna read this. Everybody shut the fuck up. He could do that, at least. Everybody shut up. He could do that, at least. He owed them his life, at the very least. His mother, at the very least, would wish to convey her thanks personally. A monetary sum, at the very least, would be a minimum.
That has to be on purpose.
I don't know.
Oh my god, fuck.
Alright, so, Dick, this guy is the very start of this novel.
No, don't insult novels.
I call it a fucking novel. Because it's about as long as one.
No,
Or
it's
much
epic.
longer, actually. Yeah, it's an epic novel. So, at the start of this, it was a commission. And that made the language somewhat tolerable because he was clearly padding out the length.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The problem is, this is him writing in his own time.
For enjoyment.
Yeah. This is just how he writes.
Okay, well,
That's the best thing about it. It would never be said that the Ark family was ungrateful towards their saviors. As they emerged from the alleyway, he made sure to keep to the middle, the 3 faunus forming a cordon around him. I think you mean a triangle. He found one of the officers of the law and held out his family crest. So you just literally walked out of the alley, and 3 feet out of this alley that you were killed in, there's just a fucking police officer. He
It's
didn't
just a
hear the...
cop that didn't bother to investigate the sounds of fighting and people being torn apart.
I was gonna say he didn't hear the screaming as people were torn apart, or as Yang fucking yelled like a goddamn charging lion, or the fucking all the weapons fire. Okay. In that alley, an attempt at my life was made. Please handle it with the necessary discretion. Inform Director Camellia of the Faunus Management Bureau as well. It was no way to deal with things, but until he was home, he would not relax. Well, you're not safe in your home either. Yang's face was stern at his side, the warmth that he felt when his body had warmed up again after that cold state still inside him. Is this what aura feels like? No, it's what fucking a boner feels like. They attracted attention.
went fart.
But not too much. 2 armed faunus and 1 huntress with them, as well as 1 domestic faunus. Definitely was an unusual sight, but due to their haste in the blood that was starting to crust on their bodies, it went relatively unnoticed. No, that would make you more noticed if all of you are covered in gore and blood. He felt happy when he saw the gates leading towards his home, his breathing a little easier as he pushed the bell. A buzzer sounded, and he waited patiently. Yes! Yes! The clipped tone of Ash came from the speaker as he smiled a little sheepless. No, I'm not doing the voices tonight. As he smiled a little sheepishly. She'd probably make a fuss about him, but that felt kind of good too. Sometimes Ash could give much wisdom. Do you think you can open the gate for us? I'm home. I've brought some friends, or at least I hope they're my friends. The faunus made a soft clicking sound with her tongue, definitely not too pleased with his tardiness. He didn't know about the
He didn't know about the assassination attempt, but if he did, they would have rescheduled it to some time past.
What?
Whatever.
I'm sorry, what?
He mistyped she as he. That's it.
No, not once, Kitty. Twice. She didn't know about the assassination attempt, but if she did, he did it twice in a row.
I
Wow,
know.
amazing. Like, see, this is shit I can forgive. Like, if you make a mistake, like saying he instead of she, I can understand that if you don't do it immediately in the next, like, half of the sentence.
It's just laziness.
As they walked up the lane, he caught sight of several of the lesser slaves already busy with the lawn care, making certain that everything was according to the guidelines set forth by Ash. Most of them looking up, but not daring to approach. Seeing 5 people, 3 of them faunus and 2 humans, come up to the household whilst reeking of blood and covered in it undoubtedly would make them a little skittish. They looked as if they wanted to ask him how he was, but the fear of their own position in the world being taken from them for a breach of protocol was too much. Are you fucking alright, man? The broad doors to the house swung open, and he saw Ash standing there, Blake dressed in her maid outfit 3 steps behind her, as was the protocol for most maids in service to the major domo. Her thigh highs looking immaculate and pristine. I'll start focusing on this immediately after coming back from the dead.
Interesting.
Ash's face looking like it had gone paler. Ash's face looking like it had gone... Ash's face looking like it...
Ash's face looking like it had gone pale, like it had have gone
paler if it
like
could.
It would have gone paler if it could when she took
a
good look at him.
Ignoring the others completely as her horror grew on her face. Oh, so somebody doesn't fucking like the idea of people being covered in blood. Wow, good job, Ash. You were my favorite character too for a time until later on. He knew he didn't look very appetizing, having caught his reflection in the surface, the blood covering his face, not the very best. Are you okay? Well, that's decorum and protocol out of the window. No shit. If he'd ever addressed someone like that without the respectful titles, he'd get a whack on the head from Ash, but the woman seemed to just fly at him, her gnarled hands prodding and poking. A shimmering barrier peered around his skin, and the warmth flowed out a little. That's funny. It's like a force field. No shit.
I thought she was gonna say it's like a foreskin. I don't know why. I don't know.
Aura, good. Better aura than death. Get inside. You need to wash, get clean. Yes, we need to get you something to make the bad thoughts go away. I knew I should have gone personally, but your pet needed education. That won't happen again. No. Oh, Ash, I'm sorry. You seem like an actual human being here or whatever, instead of a dirty, filthy faunus or whatever. But trust me, it'll happen several more times throughout this story.
This will happen as many times as necessary for the plot.
Yes, I was going to say it's fucking... Oh, God. He was pushed into the house by the older faunus, the giggle of Nora in his ears as he was shoved along. Yang seemed to be lagging behind a little as he spotted his older sister standing there with Tara, wearing a dark orange dress. Jean, Saffron, mid-sentence, seemed to spot the bloodied form of him and fainted. She just slumped over in a dead faint.
She just fucking drops.
To be fair, if I just opened the fucking door and my brother was just standing there like covered head to toe in blood, yeah, I'd probably faint too. Oh yes, she was bad with blood. No shit. Tara was there to catch her. Luckily, the faunus holding up her mistress and trying to keep her standing. Her eyes looking at him with worry in them. A good faunus. It seems almost as if she really cares.
It seems almost like she cares.
Holy shit.
Almost like she cares. Make sure that she's comfortable, Tara. Master Jean needs to wash up and become clean. Ash's voice brooked no retort or denial as he was being jerked up towards the bathroom that was the closest, not closet, the one which usually had the quickest time to fill. That sounds like she's going to do it herself. She did. The water was cold.
Sorry. I've never heard anybody say he needs to become clean. Like,
become as clean.
Become clean.
Become clean or become
animal.
I don't fucking understand.
The water was cold, but his father's major domo washed him personally. The look in her eyes wasn't anything to be happy about as the brush scrubbed his skin without any sort of mercy, washing the blood off with the water. The old woman uncaring about her own uniform as she made sure that he was clean. The mutterings in Mistrali definitely sounded like death threats. Okay, your turn now, Kitty. Have fun.
So, that was a thing.
Oh, wait. I was gonna say, wait, this is fucking... Is this fucking... Oh god, this is Blake's perspective. I have to read this because...
Oh, boy.
Yep, go ahead.
Thankfully, Blake's segments are always extremely short because the author doesn't know what nightshade means. Anyway, so that was a thing. The ginger girls. Yes, that would be my response too. That was a thing. The ginger girl said, Blake looking at the four that had been left after the white-skinned abomination had hustled the rapist bastard child of Ark away, not even deigning to give them the attention that they needed. Yeah, he was covered in blood. You fucking retard. Gus needed to be treated well, or she'd get whipped again. Remember the training. Act good. She was not going to let some mere deer steal what had claimed her. She could see the old gnarled woman push her rapist towards the upper part of the house, where the bigger bathroom was located, several of the servants looking a little stunned, and the rapist lesbian homosexual was being held up by her filthy degenerate pet. Said filthy degenerate pet was giving a look her a look of distaste as the blonde doe looked at her with a look that was about as friendly as an angry dog faunus. Disgusting, filthy bitch. She gets touchy. She is the major domo to the Master Jean's father. The words were formal, spoken in the common language. The ginger one smiled softly as the faunus at her side merely gazed at her with a placid, quiet gaze. The blonde had spoken so casually to guests, as if the brutish beast seemed to know the role of a major domo herself. No, Can we wash up a bit too? John looks like he's being marched off to his doom if that crocodile faunus is going to be washing him. Damn, she looks like she means business. Blake knew that Ash meant business. The aberration was always on her guard, always preparing for a strike. From how the woman moved to her behavior, she was like a great predator, watching always for a weakness. Blake would almost admire her if not for the fact that she had been born like a sickness to the world, disgusting, used as a mere toy by the human, even enjoying it. Allow me to guide you to the bathroom, miss. There's a tap available outside for your faunus bodyguards to wash themselves. The degenerate sister's pet faunus spoke up, her mistress already somewhat conscious again, fanning herself softly, trying not to look at the three guests of the household. So the rapist nearly met his end. He won't be raping anyone again. She would be stoking the flames of the revolution from within.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
She learns literally fucking nothing.
Yes, no, she never does. She would be stoking the flames of the revolution from within. That big raping shaft would penetrate her again and again, giving her the warmth that she craved. And no deer would stop the rapist from giving her the thing she was due. She was the daughter of the panther, and she was better than a mere common fawn who thought she had some fire in her. Yes, he'll be weak. The fire inside her loins burned, remembering the scent of the man who had taken her purity, who had came inside her and taken her like she was but a common alley cat. The throbbing, buzzing heat worked through her. Yeah. Oh, hi, Dig. Oh, sorry. Did you not know this? I'm sorry.
No, I did not. What is this rapist shit?
Oh, well,
Don't think about it.
well, don't think about it. We'll explain it to you after this. The throbbing, buzzing heat worked through her system as she felt the aphrodisiac work through her system. Her system? Her system. That raping dick.
I love rapist dick.
I love raping dick. She snapped to attention when Tara returned, the click-clack of Tara's heels on the stonework of the hall soft, the degenerate faunus giving her a sharp look to snap to awareness again, the darker skin tone standing out against the white accents on her uniform. Oh, sorry, a sharp jab had been provided to jar her out of her state. Leaking, kitten, you are still in training. Wow, she's so fucking horny. Okay. Leaking, kitten, you are still in training. Lady Ash may be gone, but we will work to the standards that are expected of us. She hated the degenerate filth that served the homosexual sister. It just wasn't fair that she ignored the call of the one superior to her. Tara should be groveling for someone of her standing. She was the daughter of the panther, and if some common dog wished to deny her that power, she would just put her in her place. And if you would be able to do anything, as if you would be able to do anything whilst thirsting for my body, you degenerate scut. A trilling beep, the collar around her throat starting to quiver and grow hot as someone cleared her throat. Blake having forgotten about the presence of the faunus's owner. Saffron Ark's voice coming clearly. It seems that you're still a little untrained, kitten. Slaves, do follow me. Whilst your mistress enjoys the luxuries of our baths, I will have you wash up at the tap. Your kind should be washed. Mother would not tolerate blood on the floors. Blake tugged at the collar, trying to make it stop, trying to feel where it would come loose, Ash's collar having come loose with a small tug, but she couldn't find where the seam was, her fingers sliding over the welds of the collar as it started to hurt, burning against her flesh, the terror shooting through her heart as it hammered. A shriller beep, something that was making the adrenaline race through her body as it suddenly died down. Don't insult your betters, kitten. A smile graced the woman's lips as she glided over the floor as elegant as the evening mist had during her time outside. Saffron Ark's steps graceful as the woman's dirty blonde locks caught some of the fading sunlight in through the window. Why, your fellow pet is in much better standing than you are. Tara, inform Ash that there are still some issues with the training of the little pet. A soft grimace as the degenerate sister's head turned and a longer look over was given. She could see that the sloth faunus gave a small signal with his hands to his fellow slave, the bird giving her a longer glance before she saw their eyes meet and the bird's aloof turn of her head, dismissing her. Do you even know who you are dismissing? As Saffron Ark guided them to the tap that had been put near the slaves' quarters, the woman's eyes never really beheld any of the slaves that they passed by, her back turned to them, completely trusting that they would not attack. The faunus at her side was 3 steps behind her owner, alert if Blake anything. Alert if Blake guessed to it. Fucking sentences. Alert if Blake guessed it to anything. Later. The faunus willingly was a degenerate, just like the woman who owned her. Blake still felt the humiliating feeling of the woman taking her, trying to convince her that this was the right path for her. The hushing whispers as she cried out, the sickened pleasure on the human woman, as her tamed pet railed Blake Belladonna, daughter of the Panther, like some common mutt. The tap was
Can
set
I
in the
say something?
ground. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Why the fuck does he use degenerate so much? It's
I
like
don't-
every 3 words.
Because he's
She's a
writing from Blake's,
homophobe.
because he's writing from Blake's perspective, and Blake is a homophobe, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like the whole thing is apparently in this universe or whatever, it's like seen as like degenerate and scummy to be a lesbian, but like being gay is perfectly fine. But if you're a lesbian, oh no.
Mm.
Wait,
And like they completely ignore that fact as well, due to the fact that, you know, what's this bitch's name? Saffron again, who's the fucking lesbian?
Sister, yeah.
Yeah, she literally just fucking spends all day raping her female slave, and nobody seems to notice that or give a shit.
It's not
No.
like,
No, like-
it's bestiality. Get it right.
That's literally the
I mean,
excuse
she
they
is a
use
white girl,
because,
so.
well, that's the problem. It's literally the excuse they use because every time it's brought up, it's like, how dare you accuse her of such degeneracy as being a lesbian?
The tap was set into the ground, easily allowing someone to draw water from it, a large bucket provided. The 2 faunus that had been coated in blood and smelled of death stripped without batting an eyelid. Blake caught herself looking at the sloth faunus for a while, seeing the muscles flex as he moved through the process. The red-headed bird faunus giving it a moment's consideration before she grabbed the bucket and then poured it over her fellow faunus. Blake's attention laid to the member that laid there, the lack of visible testicles making her brow furrow for a moment. Where are his testicles? Did they take those? Yeah, no shit.
He's got
It
no
was to-
balls. He's a coward.
It was to keep faunus servile, undoubtedly. That ginger human should have been feeling the glory of a faunus rather than to remain so upbeat and smiling. The rapist must have fucked the ginger as well, undoubtedly in an orgy of faunus blood. Why else would he have returned smeared in blood of faunus and smelling like he was going to drive himself into her and make her scream his name? She would not be against a coupling with the sloth faunus if it was possible to get it erect, enjoying the sight of those muscles. Oh my god, he's literally just a faunus, so she just wants to fuck him because she's a faunus. Oh my god.
He's
Okay.
just a faunus that's kind of hot, so she wants to fuck him.
Oh
I like
my
the fact that the story encourages every hole to go.
It does, undoubtedly. Yeah, completely. The master had little in that way, as he only knew how to rape and to despoil her for any good and noble faunus of her standing to be a match. The ox had been blessing her with his vision, with his words. I don't think the rapist will survive when Adam gets his hands on him. The deer would die immediately, but perhaps she could rape the rapist back? Maybe?
Hold on.
Bring the rapist back!
Jean Arc the Despoiler.
This was literally Evil Healer before Evil Healer came out.
Oh god.
Fuck it. When's that side story come out? John the Despoiler.
I don't think the rapist will survive when Adam gets his hands on him. The deer would die immediately, but perhaps she could rape the rapist back. Maybe it'd feel really good, and she was definitely thinking about it later. The heat in her loins was growing stronger, suddenly feeling something nudge her in the side. Stop staring. She looked at the domesticated dog, the woman looking at her with a strict look after she'd hissed that at her. The degenerate sister had taken a seat, observing the red-headed bird faunus was with eyes that were raping the form of the redhead with her eye. What the fuck is this sentence? The degenerate sister had taken a seat, observing the red-headed bird faunus with eyes that were raping the form of the redhead with her eyes.
No, Courier, don't you understand? Her eyes have eyes.
Her eyes have eyes? Oh, it's like that
No, her,
arcade game, alright.
when her eyes
Oh
are
god,
raping
she's raping her with her eye penis.
Listen, when she's raping you with her eyes have eyes.
Look,
Oh.
when she's looking at women, her eyes develop a new set of eyes, so she can look at women with double the numbers of eyes.
And rape you harder.
Makes sense. How many times did that make that Saffron Arc had seized her brother's toy and violated it? I'm allowed to look, am I not? What is it to you, dog? It wasn't respectful, but it also wasn't too hostile. Tara looking at Blake with something in her eyes that held distaste and disdain. Like Tara was higher than her on the totem pole of power.
She is.
Undoubtedly, she is, undoubtedly horridly warped into what she had become. Respect, kitten, you should learn it. The homosexual sister got up, walking to Tara and then tapping her right shoulder and then the collar, raising an eyebrow in question, the light nod from Tara meaning that had been a gesture that had been understood. The faintest nod to her, watched and given attention as the woman strode away, obviously having some sort of nefarious plan. Blake did not like it one bit. The degenerate was wrong, and she knew that there was pain in store for someone. She hoped that it was the deer. The rapist should have never been picked up by a lowly deer. The crocodile had known the importance of pedigree, and that might be the only part that she could agree on with the sick and twisted aberration. She'd speak the truth to these faunus, brought up with the notion that they should be in chains. There would be freedom for all, Adam had said. His ideas were still the word of the ox. They were dumb and needed to be educated, away from the ears of hurtful humans. Okay, your turn now, Kitty.
John whined a little as he felt the brush scrub a spot that had already been scrubbed. The old woman rubbed some more before she frowned. Clean. Good. It was good that he was clean, and she gave him a once-over, the warm feeling inside him still glowing with that faint tingle. That's called an erection, you dumbass. He hoped that he'd get to talk with Nora again. It was only polite that he thank her for her assistance. He'd have never made it out of there. Yes. Ash, I'm fine. You don't have to worry. The faunus woman looked at him with a look that seriously doubted that. It was perhaps a faint tingling in his body that turned even bigger and broader, awash with that sensation of something more, but his throat moved as he felt her semblance wrap around him. What happened? Worry in her voice as the aged features showed that concern, the eyes of the woman shifting and changing. He could feel his throat burning for a moment as he cleared it, and his eyes held hers for a moment. Corpus speak.
I literally became Jesus. Watch, I can resurrect from the dead. Shoots himself in the face.
No, I will not speak.
See, now it's fixed.
So Jean became Romulus. Okay.
He's immortal.
He's immortal, yeah.
He's a perpetual now.
For sure.
I was. One of them attacked me, and it happened so fast. One moment, I saw that big faunus just step out, and the next, I just felt like it was... A finger touched the mark on his chest, the mark that had the skin scar over. A look in the woman's eyes as she looked at him. Did the dear cower was the human, once was the huntsman faunus fought? He shook his head. She'd leapt right in front of him to protect him. He couldn't help but smile. She was brave. She slammed one of them down to the ground, and I felt the pain. I think it was Cinder's attendant.
I was gonna say he shouldn't know that. Do you know why? Because
He's
number
never met
one, I was gonna say not only that, even if he did meet them or whatever. Number one, the girl that Cinder's attendant or whatever that stabbed him, she stabbed him from behind, so he never saw her. And fucking, you can't even say that he saw her corpse because Yang fucking
Ripped his
mutilated
face
it. Yeah, ripped its face off, mutilated it beyond all recognition. So how does he know this? Hey, look, another plot hole. Fantastic.
I think it was Cinder's attendant. I think that was her. She was responsible for the party drinks during the initial talks. I'm half sure of it. Auburn said that it was his time, and that I should buy some faunus. The old faunus woman looked at him and sighed softly. There was a peaceful look on her face as his throat seemed to moisten. His throat swallowing twice as he swallowed the saliva.
Swallow.
Firmed as her direct gaze met his own, and the huntsman faunus girl evoke your aura. He thought that she did. Aura was supposed to bring you good health and make you very attractive to the Grim, or at least that's what Juniper said. He wasn't sure about it. I guess? All I know is that I was kissing Yang and she seemed so happy, and Isaac died. I bought his niece, and we should bury him. He did what he had to. He even told me about the time he tried to kill me, but he didn't because Auburn stopped him or something. Ash's fingers brushed over the wound, her eyes looking heavy as her weathered fingers pressed against the scar. She seemed wrapped in thoughts that were dire, her eyes closing for a moment. It matters not, Sean. You are alive. You are alive. I will... She looked like she had swallowed a... She looked like she had swallowed a lemon, as if it was a bad thought to even think of, something that was disgusting to Ash, her own personal code.
Okay.
I will have to lower my head for the deer. I can respect sacrifice. He smiled at Ash, reminded of Yang for a moment with the look on her face similar to Yang when she thought of Blake, his thoughts turning to Yang again. He could feel that faint hint of his aura push through his body, reminded of how it felt to kiss her. She's my favorite. Even if I marry, she'll be second to none, even Blake. It was strange, but they complemented each other. How? A soft smile on his lips as he reminded himself that Blake might learn how to like her place in his household.
Fucking lot.
Learn
that?
your place, trash! God, this is so long, we're only halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
One is like the sun in the sky, the other is like the night's moon. A soft cackle from the
I was gonna say, I understand you can fucking compare Yang to the fucking sun, because heat and sun and radiance and magical metaphorical bullshit. In what way is Blake like the fucking moon?
a shitty
Anybody?
reflection of
Because
the sun's
she's-
light.
Because she's useless and only comes out at night when nothing is actually important.
Yeah. God damn it. You guys just had to make that make sense. Fuck you.
Look, my brain works in metaphors half the time.
Mm.
I don't like it, but I do. There we go. Nice and lowered. Because I am not leaning back for this one. I'm instead leaning on my hands. Okay.
I've just been flamethrowing Gooks. Meanwhile, you guys have been suffering. I can barely hear you.
I suppose we'll make a poet out of you yet. A general needs her power.
Wow, you have to be suffering alongside us, you fuck.
A
Sorry,
general
not
needs
killing
her
Nazis.
prowess. A general needs
Kitty,
not
remove him from the
prowess, but he
server, I
needs
demand.
finesse.
Kitty, I demand you remove him from the server.
Look,
He's not-
I can't punish a man for flamethrowing gooks.
I was going to say, but he's...
Yeah, as fun as flamethrowing Gooks is and making him Rice Krispies, we need to suffer together, and
I
he's
was going
having
to say,
fun.
but he's
That's
not
not allowed.
suffering, Kitty.
I don't care. He's murdering,
Lol,
he's flamethrowing the filthy fucking Untermensch. Therefore, he must stay.
Lal, I hate you. I hope you fucking die.
Hey, sorry, man. Now I'm playing for Enemy at the Gates, okay?
Yeah, well, guess what? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Such vitriol!
Yes, because I fucking hate you, you fucking motherfucker.
Mention that in a Christian manga.
You fucking limp dick, easy escaping motherfucker. Fuck you.
Alright, children, are we done yelling at each other? Can I continue reading now?
No, I still fucking hate you, Lal. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna fucking sit in my room and pout. Yeah.
Fuck you, 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 fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Time to do a Fortnite dance.
Are we done yet?
Fuck you. Okay, now we're done.
This is very cool.
The general needs not prowess, he needs but finesse. It was one of those poetic sayings that Ash occasionally referred to. He stepped out of the bath, but she pushed him back in, her face showing seriousness. Okay. I'm hoping Blake will learn how futile it is. She acts like she's capable of making her own decisions, like she's a human and has rights. I don't understand. Yang acts perfectly well-mannered, but Blake Blake is like a belligerent child who knows not what to say and do. Blake was a funness that spoke up often when it was unwanted. There would be death for her in the future if father heard her speak.
No, there won't.
No, his father's gonna try to fuck her.
No, his father's just gonna forget about her after she tried to fucking kill John. But, well, anyway, that's in the future.
Well, he's gonna fuck her mother instead, so.
Oh my god, Kitty, don't. Callie's too good for this. Callie, why?
Maybe he hates Callie too.
Oh my god, I hope not. I'm gonna. Can you do some? Can you investigate that, Kitty? Can you find out if he hates Callie too, and if so, for what reason?
Oh, fuck.
Seriously, because she's only in 2 fucking stories, or no, she's in 3, and in all 3, she's fucking has 0 empathy, and she's a fucking monster. So please investigate for me, can you?
Okay, dearie.
Thank you.
Blake was a faunus that spoke up. Oh yeah, that your primary pet holds more manners than the bad kitten. I have had much resistance from the daughter of the Panzer. Oh yeah, I bought her daddy. It had nearly slipped his mind. He'd tell Ash later because it might be time to head back and inquire whether Nora was decent. Why would he care? He's gonna fuck her anyways. A huntress never would need to go without the attendance of those of suitable class, and it was highly impolite that she'd be greeted by mere faunus. Humanity led the faunus out of their faunus in their slavery as was proper. Animals that were left to roam would be made messes. Or would make messes. I'd like to keep calling her a friend. He dressed swiftly in a fresh outfit, revealing the raw skin of the wound as his shirt clung to his back, the spot where the blade had gone in. He felt the unease stir inside his body at the feelings he felt. Ash assisted him in dressing himself. Why? Yang emerging from the door opening, her eyes looking worried. Mr. Sean, are you alright? There was a faint worry in her tone. Okay, she's worried. More shit. Thanks for saving my life, Yang. Yang starts to cry. Animals have no emotions. Master Jean, you need to be present for your guest. Protocol demands that you be present, lest your savior presumes we are not grateful for her assistance. That wouldn't do. Now go make sure that they know we're grateful. And it would be rude to not offer a sizable sum. Next area. What the fuck did you send me? Oh my god. Your new mission, should you choose to accept it, is no. I do not choose to accept it.
Seriously though, Kitty, please.
9.
Please.
10.
Please.
11. 12.
Kitty, please.
13.
I need to know. Please.
No. Anyways. She couldn't stop looking at him. It was a look of love, of hope, of being so happy that he was still alive. The crocodile faunus's hand grabbed her by the collar, the woman's smile still as warm as it could be, but the grip tight enough to arrest her in her motion. Do proceed, Master Jean. I will convey my thanks to your best pet. The woman's voice sounded perfectly pleasant on the surface, yet Yang could hear the undertones below, the small, subtle nuance in that voice that told her that the woman was angry. The master, her mate, did not understand, but she did.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Your home and your family. As the door shut behind him, she was spun around by a hand that held a grip like iron. Just say it's with an iron grip. My God! The aged woman looking at her with a look that held the emotions of someone who showed none of those when in the eye of the public. What happened? The semblance wrapped around her, and she felt the urge to tell the truth, to speak it loudly. Her resistance against it was negligible, as she muted her aura to a mere dim flicker of her soul, the semblance wrapping around her throat and forcing her to speak. Resistance meant awareness, and awareness meant discovery. She would not abandon the master. The master was attacked. I dealt with Sarat myself. She bears no more, and her features no longer beholden to this world. Her heart crushed to ensure that none will know who she was. How does crushing somebody's heart make it impossible to identify them? Just a question. There was anger in that voice of hers as the rat had attacked her mate, the man she had chosen to be hers. That moment where that fine-tuned sense had snapped and she lost him was terrible to even remember. Good. She would deserve nothing less for daring to harm young Master Jean. He lives, but he will bear scars. The woman let go of her as she took a deep breath before doing a very small bow. It was the bow of a superior to a servant who had done them a task that was worth more than their life. A soft sound coming
from the woman's throat, and it sounded like an Australian version of thank you before the woman straightened again.
You are a dear girl. Do not think that you can simply stride in and toy with his heart, thinking that a weak and frail grass chewer would be something he would love. He deserves better. He deserved her. There was none worthier of her, and none would ever be worthier than her master. No matter whether this crocodile thought so or not, she would not budge on her stance, even if they called her a motherless whore. You fucking motherless whore. She found the man she had been looking for, and all other consequences could be damned as far as she was concerned. If she was called an aberration, that would be fine. If she was assaulted for loving who she loved, that would be fine, and met with harsh retribution. If she were to be called names for what she had been, derided for her dedication, she would bear that burden. Her vengeance would be slow, but it would come. No matter who stands before my master to block his way, I will kill them. It was not what befitted a young maiden, because you're not a maiden, you're a fucking hooker. But she was not much of a maiden, I know. She was worse. She would defend what was hers, and what she had given to him would never be denied. More than me he deserves. Is it prettiest? Is it best? Is a cat will become no panzer, for she will remain ignorant of what she sees. It was a truth. Her love for him was as boundless as the skies and as deep as the seas, but a man should have more than one woman. Excuse me. His status would rise as a man, in which she would take pride. Even if the silver-eyed daughter of her godmother objected, she would not prove a hindrance to that. The master would protect her, as she protected him. I might actually begin to like you, dear. It is a good attitude to know, to strive for that. Know your place, and you will not have any issue with me. The albino crocodile faunus looked at her, the aged features somewhat distorted in a look that might be appreciative if Yang did not notice the cunning glint in those eyes. This woman was crafty, cunning, and without pity for those that stood in her way. The master's happiness is the most important. Do not ever presume that I would shatter my bird intentionally. The crocodile remained silent, the eyes staring at her, that eerie look giving Yang the creeps. It was as if there was a judgment being passed right now, whether she lived or died. He has his flaws. He is unsuited for the life that a huntsman would bring him, and he is the heir to this family. The woman's words were spoken with a clarity as the woman's eyes firmly regarded her, and there was a moment where Yang felt the specter of death pass her by, the woman's voice lighter as she spoke. You will appreciate him. You will serve him without question. Your blood is like the common dirt on the ground, yet you showed unusual character. So, The old woman looked like she'd swallowed...
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, there goes Courier. I'm just gonna point out, it mentions lemons with regards to her multiple times here. Just fucking why?
Why not?
Why the fuck not? Just why the fuck not? She'd swallow lemon juice and vinegar with a helping of salt. The sigh, rippling from her lip. The sigh, comma, rippling from her lips, comma, the woman's mouth unused to speaking the words of kindness, comma, at least to some people, period. That, no. Just no.
Kitty, you sound quite agitated. Are you alright? Do you have brain damage?
Choto da. What? I will tolerate your existence. I do not approve of lesser faunus near the young master and mistress, but I will allow you. For saving the young master, I will give you a chance. It was as close to what passed for approval as the woman seemed to be able to get. Yang could feel the rage simmer below her own thoughts, looking at the crocodile, a wrong and misshapen existence that would undoubtedly have been quelled years before if it had been amongst the common folk, yet had worked hard to reach the level she had. My fate should never face anything when I am here. To admit that she had chosen the young man as her mate was to invite death. Perhaps you should. It would make this entire thing end a lot more quickly. A mere fondness was something that could be excused, but such a deep connection, unthinkable. Thank you, Lady Ash. She gave the proper courtesy. Okay, she bows. Know your place. Come to my room after formalities are done. Just give me a second. I have to plug in my fucking headphones because they're running low on batteries. Also, why did Courier dip out? Fuck. Pussy. Coward. Bitch.
I think he got angry at somebody. No clue who.
What'd you say?
I think he got angry at somebody and I know clue who it was.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Courier.
Oh. Kind of weird, but okay.
I think he took a joke that I made seriously.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Where did I leave off? Where did I leave off in this degenerate garbage? She knew her place, right in Master John's bed. Come to my room after the formalities are done, Faunus. The degenerate looking at her. Okay, Saffron saying it. I tire of waiting. Oh, I'll have quite the gift for you, my little venison roast. You tire of hiding the kitten in bed, undoubtedly. The woman had faded at the sight of blood, blah, blah, blah. Weakness that can be exploited. And the set of twins delivered. I heard from Ash. Apparently you had a hand in that. My brother will break those in. You can be all for me. Oh, yeah. Twins are going to be having the struggle snuggle applied. Saw the degenerate running around the closet, pulling something out and looking at it, pushing the diadem onto her head, the twin golden arcs curling around the woman's look. Curling around the woman's look in the woman's look into one of the mirrors to confirm whether it looked appropriate. Okay. She's a representative of the Arc family and the heir to the female line. Certain center of decorum is expected. Dirty blonde hair was pushed into the gold tiara, blah blah blah. Follow me, slave. You'll be in attendance until Terra can provide. So Saffron's going to have the boning of Yang again. It's fine. So, not to be ungrateful, but is there any way we can get something to munch on? Formal stuff is boring, bring out something to eat. Jean wondered whether Nora was some kind of vagrant huntress or something, or whether there was more backing behind her than expected. Pura and Ren had been there to guard her, even though she was fully capable in her own right. It might be right, but still, to insist on something to eat rather than take the money is... There were certain rules for seating and sitting, and one did not put one's feet on the table, which Nora did. There was a certain laxity in the girl's nature, blah blah, Nora's being impolite. Yang staying behind Saffron as her attendant, Saffron's diadem looking fashionable as usual. Why not say tiara? Or coronet, or something. Why diadem? What is a diadem?
Isn't a diadem just like a different version of tiara that fits more on your forehead than actually resting on top of your head?
Specifically, an ornamental headband worn by monarchs and others as a badge of royalty. They're not royalty.
For the diadem, I think for the what that they're trying to go for is less of the ones that actually look like crowns and more that look like a headband that's like supposed to look like a crown, kinda like a tiara, basically, but even less.
It's a badge of royalty. It is worn by royals. These people are not royals. They do not wear diadems.
Aren't they higher nobility though?
There's a very large and thick line between high nobility and royals. Camellia has the right, but Saffron he uses it. Peculiar that none of his sisters really minded.
Oh, Jesus, that tore his arm off!
Lol is playing a video game, of course, so he's not paying attention. Why he's here, I do not know.
Hey, I'm listening still. Sadly.
Sarah bring food. Oh, fuck. Jean wondered a little bit more that Nora shifted a little. She wore red. Describes her underwear. Her attire. He posits that she's maybe a commoner. They talk to each other as being friends. Prepare something to eat. Food is brought out. Prepared with haste, not up to the standard of a main meal. Sit down, come, eat, yes, yes, yes. The faunus join the table and eat with her. He remarks that they're not upper class. He remarks that his mother would have lost her fucking mind if she was there observing this. Nora starts feeding Ren for some fucking reason. Describes him as precious. And Ren is like, Mistress, no! She tries to do the same for Pyrrha, and it just goes with it. Okay.
Okay.
Nora says to Sean that he can call her anytime because she's at Beacon. He says, "Oh yeah, even my life is not certain at all times because I can just be assassinated. Your streets have been changed." One of the Fauna says to Saffron, so Saffron runs off to pound Yang. Play games, compare faunus. That's Nora saying that. Smelled the offer, knowing it was genuine, a friend, someone strong, blah blah blah. You are... Yes, that would be wonderful, Nora. She smiles brightly at him. Halfway down the stairs, when the door swung open, his mother entered, a wheelchair being wheeled into the house. Juniper sat within. Okay, so Juniper's in a fucking wheelchair in a hospital gown for some fucking reason. Despite being discharged, apparently. Okay. Kept his distance from Nora as protocol demanded. Ash a few steps behind. His mother demands that he introduce the guests, so he does. Explains that they saved him an assassination attempt. Bare facts. Master Arc, young Master Arc. Okay, fuck, this is roundabout. Jean's dad is there to hear the explanation. Mother looks concerned, but that was expected of her. A woman should be behind her husband to care and dote on her children as a woman should. Nora introduces herself. Talks like a fucking commoner. Jean's dad introduces himself and thanks her. Gives a fucking bow. Remembers the images of Aubrey and Camellia and all the miscarriages and shit that he saw in his little fucking vision. Nora continues talking like a commoner. And mentions his, quote, awesome faunus, end quote. He thanks her again. And says that he'll grant any one wish that she has. His mother's surprised. Jean remarks his father is impressive if you went that far to give his word. Nora says she'll think about it, doesn't have to decide yet, and they just go on with that. Send you and your faunus home in a car, ensure that they arrive safely, make sure that the vinegar brings them to their... Vinegar? Okay, they're just gonna be... They're drivers of vinegar. His father was starting to break under the tension, Nora giving a cheerful thank you, and then a little bow of her own to his father, Ash taking that moment to guide her towards where the car was parked. She says bye, then fucking leaves. His dad starts to tremble, and then he fucking gives a massive bear hug to Jean. He's like, oh, thank God you're fine. Oh, thank God you're okay. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, please let me suck your dick.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God, that'll happen too. Just you wait, lol. A deep sigh from the mother. Yeah, I'm fine, Dad. I've survived. I didn't die. I didn't die! Yes, you did.
Fuck this shit. I'm going to sleep. Good night.
See ya, Carper. Oh, this is so fucking boring. This is so boring.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight too, because I actually have to do my laundry and then get ready for work tomorrow.
Yeah, have fun sleeping.
Have fun doing reasonable things.
Oh my God.
Imagine
this is
sleeping,
so
haha,
boring.
couldn't be me.
This is so fucking boring. He mentions mentally that
Oh, I
his
forgot.
name was
Good night,
Isaac.
everybody.
Good night.
Ash goes, oh no, that's Jean's mother. He's like, oh, you need to calm down, husband. Jean is safe. His dad is a fucking bitch, apparently. He gets super emotional. So, yeah. His father started to get really emotional. You know, as men do. It's not like we have the strong stoic man trope or anything. It's not like men are kind of expected to be strong and stoic and shit.
Nah, they should be really emotional, like women.
This man was easily moved and emotional. No wonder losing his older brothers and Aunt Olivia. Yeah, he was so fucking emotional when he saw that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Walks out.
Oh no, that's not good, is it?
I should tell Grandpa.
Hmm.
I should go tell Grandpa. Oh wow, a body. I should go tell Grandpa. No, fuck. Wedding portrait of his late aunt and uncle hung in the corner of the house that wasn't often visited. Father's Day not having many of the paintings, save for a family portrait of his generation when his grandmother and grandfather had still been alive. He needs to be safer, whatever happens again. His mother sounded disapproving as Ash came once again, tugging his father on the sleeve. Let go of him, Master Aya. Let go of him, Lord Arian.
Arian?
Lord of the Aryan race. Master Jean knows well that he is alive, but he might die if you strangle him by holding him too tightly. That's fucking Ash. His father lets go, letting Jean just escape, and Yes, well, yes, Jean, I am. Journey? Daddy's going to carry you to your room, okay? Oh boy, he's bringing Juniper to her room because she's fucking crippled.
How far are we in? Like, how far are we before it ends?
We have like a quarter left. This
Jesus
is
Christ.
ridiculously long, and there's nothing happening.
Wait, we're
I
only a
tuned
fucking
out,
quarter
to be
through?
honest.
Oh my! I just realized where we. Fucking hell!
I know.
All right, back to painting. I'm fully with you guys now.
I tuned out for like 50 minutes.
No, I should tune out for another 15.
We're
You're not really
still.
missing anything. His older sister looked pained. No, you baby Juniper, you'll walk soon and just recover well. No, she isn't gonna walk again. Saffron pulled the tiara off her head, shaking her head a little. Can you bump my allowance up another 10 grand? I want to commission something. His father shifted Juniper a little in his arms, pulling her up more. Juniper looked paler than before, her eyes not looking at Jean, only watching the ground. Of course, Saffron. Father always indulged Saffron, he knew. She'd been a sickly girl when she'd been younger, so Juniper had said, and Father moved up the staircase with Juniper, blah, blah, blah. He's carrying her up the stairs. I'm mint-dyed mother. A soft, who seemed not to be, she's not overly concerned. You fought to defend you. Your dear pet would not have been able to handle things as she's not trained, nor she's look like she would ever amount to much. You're worth thousands of slaves, Jean, no matter what. You're the most important thing to the family. She looked so happy to see me. She kissed me and felt great. Oh my god, you horny motherfucker.
Why would she compare her very son to slaves?
No, it's in the context of Mint sacrificing himself, and his mother's just like, oh yeah, I don't care that a slave died if it means protecting you.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying, oh, John is a false slave's value, and I'm like, bitch, it's your fucking son.
He remarks that Yang killed some of them. His mother's goes rigid. As long as you're safe. Dear Fawn's defending its master is noble, but she's still a slave. Your other pet has fallen out of favor. Even Daddy complained about her shitty attitude. Knight's Fury versus Day's Injustice. Soft laugh comes from the side. What? As Auburn hugs Mommy. Johnny is still alive, Mommy. He's still alive. He's still alive. Bastard Queen of Vale didn't get him. Nope. Her little rat lies dead and forgotten. More Auburn insanity. Crappy dialogue. That doesn't really say anything. Juniper's never gonna walk again. No, I was stupid. I wasn't able to anticipate that we'd have an intruder. Nevermore always kills, but I'm still alive. Auburn made a confirmative sound. Never gonna walk again, never a bride. Juniper's still alive and ready for the ride. Oh no.
What's wrong?
Auburn says this just like right in front of the father. So the dad's just like, oh, fuck. After he hears his kid will never get married, but who does he care? She's gonna end up fucking her brother anyways. Nice family dinner tonight. Don't touch the loaded gun. Because his dad just has a fucking loaded trigger, or loaded rifle for some reason. And ejects the cartridges out. Ejecting the cartridge of rounds from it. No! Each round is a cartridge! Each round is a cartridge!
Each cartridge of round.
Ejecting the cartridge of rounds. So, I guess what he could be talking about is the magazine and calling it a cartridge. Which, you know what, language barrier maybe, but still, that's
Where's it from?
fucking dumb.
Where's this guy from?
He's living in England, I think he said, but he's an immigrant, so I don't know where he's from specifically. English is like his
Yeah.
fourth language.
Yeah, I guess like 4 or 5 languages.
You'd think he'd be smarter.
He's a Euro, so no.
Yeah. We're 2 against 1 right now.
The Euros outnumber you.
It's kind of ironic that right now in Europe it's 5 a.m., but Europeans are in the majority in the voice chat right now.
Because Euros don't care about sleep.
Too powerful.
He doesn't want to lose his sisters. Or
Is it-
fucking thing makes him feel sleepy. He goes and has a nap.
Is any of this shit relevant?
No, it isn't. Saffron goes and fucks Yang, and that's essentially all that happens. Wait. Blake grabbing the guards of the cage and hissing at her angrily. Oh, they have a gangbang with Blake involved, and she is.
Oh, that's the deep throat or freeze some dead, eh? Courier kept screaming out.
That's probably why he dipped out, to be honest. Oh, fuck. And... well, the girl was starting to come around, and again, undoubtedly, the choking wearing off. You're a lucky girl, Malachite. They're raping girls. Yeah, so they're gonna be raped to death. Faunus of feline origin by 300%, increase the arousal of such a level. So it ends with some rape, molestation, raping of twins, and yeah.
I dipped out because it broke inseparable pieces of shit.
Huh? And
Curse.
I am done with reading this. This is fucking awful. Spot in the next chapter. Yang's going to bring John a treat. Poor fellow needs a pick-me-up. Family dinner too. Oh, boy. Okay. So, that was fucking awful. And boring and inane. And I wish I had